All right, girls who conquer. Quick question: how do you catch bears?
How do you catch bears?
Yep.
With your hands.
Nope. Caleb.
Traps.
Run the intro.
You're just a fashion statement.
Lately I ain't sleeping much, I'm staying up at night, wondering if all the choices that I make are right. A lot of people doing music for a piece of pie, but all I ever really...
And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Serje podcast. I'm your host, Fernando Serje.
I'm Caleb.
And joining us today, y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name's Nadiria Hartley.
And my name is Ernestine Hopkins.
And they are the founders of
Yes.
Girls Who Conquer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sweet. So we know Nadiria because her son was close to us in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Then we met Ernestine through her. But if you guys want to give a little background of each other.
Sure. You want to go first?
Sure. So I'm not originally from San Antonio. I was born and raised in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I've been here almost 12 years. I moved here when I got married. I have 3 kids. That's pretty much it.
And I'm not from San Antonio either. I'm originally from New York, but actually moved here from Atlanta, Georgia, about 10 years ago. So I moved here with my husband and my 2 kids, who are actually now adults. They're 18 and 20. So
Awesome.
I will be an empty nester soon.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Penn State University.
Oh,
It's our favorite university.
we love Penn State.
Number one wrestling program in the nation.
Kale, if you're trying to give me a scholarship, let me know. I'm here.
I might hook you up. I might. I know some-
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
Coach Cook, just stop
Sorry,
listening.
yeah, don't listen anymore. We're going D1. Bye.
So the topic of this podcast is really going to be touching up on changing others' lives and kind of like giving up your time for that. I know, like I mentioned, you guys are the founders of Girls Who Conquer, and what impacted that impacted me the most and Caleb was the fact that you guys are taking time out of your lives to impact the next generation, impact us, which we're seen really as either lazy, taking the U.S. down, so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's our fault everything's going down.
I
That's
disagree with that.
well, I mean, that's what everybody else tells us. I mean, yes, we are the future, but everybody tells us like, oh, it's because we're lazy that the country's going to hell and this and that. It's
So
I say block that and write your own narrative.
Right. We're all about speaking life.
Narratives for you.
Right.
talking about speaking and writing narradives, we got an author in the house.
oh,
So
what a transition! What a
Thanks.
transition!
I'm getting better, huh?
That was good. That was good.
So let's kick off the questions with you, Ernestine. When
Okay.
did you begin to write, and who inspired you, really?
Okay, so I started writing when I was a little girl. I loved reading and writing in school. Those were my favorite subjects. And I always wanted to write a book, but I never had the confidence to actually do it. And so I started teaching 8th grade English at Edgewood ISD, and I opened up to my students and I told them, the things that I struggled with. And they, in turn, opened up to me, and they told me things like, I have low self-esteem, I want to commit suicide, I only eat when I come to school, my father's in prison, my mother's on drugs. It's all these different things. And it just kind of made me realize, okay, so if I struggled when I was younger, and if they struggle, who outside of my classroom is struggling? And it pushed me to write my book to basically spread hope and encourage others to not give up. So the name of my book is Saving Myself from Me, Camera.
Sweet. We'll throw a picture of that up.
Yeah, we'll put it in there at some point.
And so everyone who will be attending our conference it's our desire that everyone gets a free copy of the book.
Awesome.
Right.
And it's basically just about a girl who struggles with different things and her journey past it, and how she lets hope speak in her life, pretty much.
That's great. Me personally, I read a book about this. So the main character on it her name was Maria, but it was like her story about slaying the dragon, being all those issues.
Right.
She was an introvert, this, that, and third, and then she ended up being an officer in the Marine Corps.
Wow.
So she would lose jobs because of the fact that when things got way too serious or way too tough, she would kind of crumble in and quit, things like that. But I really like it. I'll definitely gonna try and get my hands on a copy as well, so I can read it. But
We're not hinting at anything. But,
I'm just kidding.
Really.
Oh, there we go. Boom.
That's it. That's all him. I can't read. So
Caleb thinks he can't read, but
No, I can't read.
but
You can't. You say I can't read yet.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Behind everything that it has a can't in front of it.
Absolutely.
You can't read yet.
Dang. I'm gonna
And
get
that's
that
what Girls Who
tattooed.
Conquer is all about.
yes.
That's exactly what it's about.
Yep.
It really is, and we love your mission statement. You know, trying to empower the next generation, give them all these kind of different tools in order for them to conquer life.
Absolutely.
It really spoke volumes to us. But Caleb,
So I know that you are a counselor, and you have your license to practice, right? So what made you decide to go practice at a school rather than going into a private practice? Because I know it's a little bit better money to be in a private practice and things like that. So
Absolutely. So that's interesting you asked me that because I used to think I wanted to be a LPC, which is a licensed practitioner in counseling. And I actually went that route, and I left education for a little bit to do that, and realized that I miss kids and I miss being in a school setting. I value education. I believe it's so important, and unfortunately, a lot of kids, especially the kids that I work with, the only mental health professionals they ever have access to are school counselors.
right.
And so that's why school counseling is so important to me, because that gives kids access to people that they normally wouldn't have access to. To be able to share their stories, to be able to get hope from someone, to have encouragement, to learn skills that's going to help them throughout life. And so that's why I'm in school counseling. I thought you were signaling.
that's awesome.
Oh, no.
It's just a subtle, just like, hey, keep going,
that's
or like, or
You're
something.
doing great.
He's like, yeah, you're doing fantastic.
Before the podcast, they were saying they got each other's back, so I think that's a sign
Yeah,
for
it
you're
was a
doing
sign.
great.
She
Keep
was
going.
like, your
That
thing's
was
coming next.
encouragement.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's super cool. Just because I know I'm going into college for psychology, and I want to get my OPC and actually start, practicing and stuff like that. So it's super cool to see somebody that was actually in that field and really already went through all that. So super cool.
It's worth it. Go for it.
Heck yeah, I'm super excited.
I really like that. It's crazy how, again, you guys are two successful women, and you guys are, again, taking time to out of your life, out of the you guys being able to succeed even more, up your status in your fields, and just take time to, again, impact the next generation, because just like you say, in Wayland, we do have accessibility counselors, but what about the people that don't go there? What about the people
Right.
that can't afford it outside of that? So what did they do, right?
Right.
Let's kind of shift into a question, open question for the both of you guys. What kind of hardships did you guys experience growing up? I know if you haven't checked out the YouTube video that they did, we'll link it down below. But they talk about some of the things that
We don't have sound effects yet.
Yeah,
so
we didn't.
I gotta.
Make it
We're
better.
learning.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So what are some hardships you guys experienced growing up? That you guys got the wisdom from that you're now gonna give to those girls in the conference.
So it's funny you asked that, because that's kind of what connected us. So we're
Yeah.
going to tell you about that a little bit later. So
Awesome.
for me, growing up, I was always overweight. And growing up in New York City, being overweight is one thing. Growing up being overweight in a place such as the Poconos in Pennsylvania, where I ended up going to high school, was a different thing. And I just suffered from really, really low self-esteem. I had a great support system at home, a great family, but I always felt as a kid they didn't understand, right? I think most teenagers feel like your parents don't understand.
Yeah.
Always.
Yes, they,
Still.
and I was the same way as a teenager. It's like, nobody understands. This is awful. I hated life. It was just miserable. And then knowing that if I had somebody to confide in and talk to, how valuable that would have been for me. And I felt like I didn't. I don't think that was my reality, but I felt that way. And so my hope is that I can encourage kids to know, like, we are adults, but we do understand. We are adults, but we've been there. We are adults, and we know that there's hope, because guess what? We were in your shoes 20 years ago.
Right.
And look at us now. So there's hope for whatever hardship that you're experiencing. Mine happen to be weight. Others might be, something else. And
Yeah.
so I think just knowing that there is hope out there, and that's our goal, is to provide girls with hope.
And for me, it's interesting that her struggle was weight, because that was mine as well. I was super, super, super skinny. And so I actually didn't know that I was skinny until people started telling me. And so my father did a really good job of telling me, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that. So I felt that at first until someone close to our family, it was an adult, he came to me, he said, you look so skinny, you look like you're going to die. And I was about 8. And that was the first time I was like, okay, if he thinks that, what does everybody else think?
Yeah.
And then I started to carry myself like that. And I went to school, middle school, high school, and same thing, kids making fun of me for my size. And I was just like, man, So my self-esteem was really low, and it caused me to make bad decisions and so on and so forth. And so it's my goal, to be able to, like she said, provide hope to people and tell them, don't listen to everything that people say and don't believe every negative thing that pops in your head. It's not true.
I agree.
Yeah. 'Cause, I know that I kind of started off a little bit overweight when I was younger. And then it completely shifted to where I was just really little. It was two extremes really back and forth. So I kind of had to see both sides of that spectrum. So it's, I know a lot of people watching this or listening to this really, connect with that just because it's a very big issue in society today. So, it's super inspiring to see that, you guys recognize that you had these struggles when you were younger. And again, like we've been saying, it's super cool to see that you're actually doing something with the lessons you've learned. And that kind of brings me to the next question, which you kind of already answered, but are there any other ways that Girls Who Conquer is prepared to help girls with those types of adversities and things like that?
So yes, absolutely. So our conference, which is August 10th, 2019,
Save the
it's
date.
going to be at College Cafe, and so we're excited about this. So our goal is to, well, I'm not going to say that because I think that's one of your questions. I'll start with your first question. So yes, within the conference, we're going to do some self-esteem building. We're going to talk about forgiveness. That's actually, Ernestine, and our passion is forgiveness because.
Getting emotional.
Oh, don't cry.
Well, if you start crying.
Sorry.
Don't cry.
Sorry, it's just I'm getting emotional, listening to you guys and then thinking about where when I was younger, I have big thighs. My thighs are not proportional to
Thick.
Yeah,
We're
seriously.
thick.
So I would have to buy pants that were 2-3 sizes up, and then it was originally soccer and then basketball, and I was always around people that were just skinny or just super fit, and then I was in that category of things, and I just have a ton of self-esteem issues with that. But then growing up, meeting a lot of people like you, Deshaun, and then Caleb and his family and all that kind of stuff. My family, my family never bullied me for my weight or anything like that. My parents aren't that way at all. But the thing is it was just tough because the people I was around.
Yeah.
So I just hit all the flashbacks just hit me back, and I was just
Well,
Yeah.
get some counseling afterwards.
thanks, Mom.
No, but I think that weight is just one thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's a piece that leads to a lot of other things, like Ernestine spoke about. Making bad decisions.
Yes.
Allowing people to treat you in ways that you wouldn't treat yourself if you did have a positive self-esteem. And so those are just a little bit of the things. Teaching girls about leadership.
Absolutely.
Teaching girls that, you write your own narrative. And no one can write your narrative for you. And you choose what that narrative is. If you want to be the next Oprah, you can be the next Oprah. If you want to be
Oprah.
That'd
be
awesome.
If you want to be,
I want to be Oprah, bro. You heard it here first.
you can.
Can I
Just
come
say,
on
I'm
the
not
show?
Oprah yet. So anyway, back to the conference. So forgiveness, that's a huge piece
Yes.
of what we want to
Right,
talk
of
about.
course.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of times we harbor on things that people have done to us and not realizing that it's affecting us, not them. They're moved on. So how do we forgive so we can grow and empty our hearts and move forward from
Right.
whatever the pain is that we're struggling from?
And if I can add on, some people wonder, why would you include forgiveness in this conference? I mean, why not just talk about self-esteem? We worked with girls at a middle school in the city, and some of them were so angry from different things that had happened to them that they couldn't be the best version of themselves. They couldn't focus on school and their grades and stuff like that because they were so angry and all they saw was that situation.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we love to teach girls, like, you have to let go of things, not because the other person was right, not because what they did was okay, but so that you can be free, so that you can live your best life. Okay?
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
interesting the way that you describe how forgiveness plays a part into that, because we go to a Bible study and stuff and we talk about forgiveness a lot, but I never really saw it as that person's already moved on, like
Yeah.
they're already over it. That never clicked with
Or
me.
they're not even thinking about it.
Exactly.
So you're the
I'm
one
like,
who can't sleep at night.
Oh my gosh, like why? Like
In Spanish, we have a saying, if you punch somebody, you won't remember. But if somebody punches you, you'll remember that forever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's
Say it in
huge on
Spanish.
that.
Did I just put you on the
Man,
spot?
Yeah.
yeah, say it in Spanish.
It's okay. If you
Si tú golpeas a alguien, ellos se acuerdan, pero si te golpean a ti, tú lo recuerdas.
I took German in high school. I have no idea what he said. Yeah, I mean that's what he said. There you go.
Boom.
What he said. But unforgiveness and offense is like offense, literally. Like your offense is around you and you can't move forward. You got to let go so you can get out of that fence.
I
And
agree.
Live your life.
I agree. It's super hard to forgive people, But when you realize that, like you guys say, you spent more energy draining yourself while the other person's living their life. And when you realize that, and you can truly just take a deep breath and I forgive them. I don't have to forget, but I forgive them.
Exactly.
Right.
And it doesn't mean you reconcile either, right? Like that doesn't mean that you become friends or you love them in a relationship way. It's you. Forgiveness is about you. It's about setting yourself free. And so if you can look at it from that angle, that this is about me and setting myself free and me being able to move on with life, that's when you can forgive. I think it's hard to forgive because we're always thinking about, well, that means I'm saying it's okay. That
No.
means I'm saying I'm accepting it. No, it's about setting yourself free. Research has shown that you harboring those things literally affect you in a physical way.
Yeah,
your
it affects
heart,
your health.
everything. And so we want to give these girls an opportunity to learn how to forgive now so they're not 30, 40 years old trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
300% agreed. Sorry. So with that being said, right, let's move on to the challenges you guys are facing organizing this, because I know for us, hey guys, we're going to march 49 miles. This is why we're doing it. These are the links you can help out with. See you guys in Lubbock,
Yeah.
Which, by the way, thank you guys so much. These two
Yes.
gentlemen are amazing.
Absolutely.
Like, amazing. The fact that you even thought about us, the fact that you even are thinking about young ladies, I think it's so valuable for young ladies to see men out there who are positive and supportive and, out there helping work for them. And so thank you from
Thank
the
you so
bottom of
much.
our hearts for everything you've done.
Anytime. Let us know when we got to do
Okay,
it.
so don't say that because we...
No.
I just feel like, what are you doing tomorrow?
Before this, we were actually talking about like, hey, when are we going to do this in San Antonio? So stay tuned, San Antonio. Let's
'Cause
come
here they
together as a
come.
community.
We're coming for you.
Yeah, so we were just talking about the challenges organizing this.
Yes. So the interesting thing is, whenever we first started, there were no challenges at all. It was like super, super smooth. I came and I brought my book to the school to donate it. The principal connected me with her when she was the counselor then at that location. We started the groups. We saw lives change. We met with girls twice a week, I believe, and then we met with different groups. It was just so easy. And then we said, you know what? We want to reach the whole city. So that's when the challenges came, because, of course, in order to put on a big conference, you need big money. So
True
that
story.
has been the only challenge,
Yeah,
really,
that's
honestly.
really the only challenge.
Raising the funds.
I mean, we have people who are on board to present. We have people on board to help. We have people on board to whatever support we need. But the financial part of it is the struggle, because we want the girls to leave with things. So it's not just a matter of just doing a conference, because guess what? We can do that anywhere. but we want the girls to walk away with tangible things that they can use, resources. So if they're in a situation that's unhealthy, they have the resources, the book, so they have something to reference to. A lot of the girls that went through their parents are reading the book now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we want them to walk away with something, a T-shirt, just something, and so that's where the money. We want to feed them, right?
And we want it to be free. We don't want them to have to worry about having to pay for anything. Just come and be healed.
Exactly. So, a lot of things nowadays you have to pay for everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You know, hey, no one comes to my mind right now, but hey, let me help you change your life. $100 a month. I'm gonna be your life coach. What's up? I was actually talking to Caleb because
That is true.
I was actually talking to Caleb because I was like, dude, you know, I feel like I'm really good at just vibing and communicating with people, all that kind of stuff. How do you become a life coach? $10,000.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
to become a life coach?
Yeah, to train,
Wow.
to have the certs for a 40-cent piece of paper. You know, no disrespect to people that spend that much money. Probably some great coaching that you get yourself. But my dad told me something whenever I like brought an idea to him back when I was like 14 or something. He goes, you know what? Like, if you have it in you, you don't need X and Y and Z. You have it in you. If you have it in you to help people, you're gonna go help somebody just cross the street.
Yeah.
If you have it in you to talk to people and help them out, you're gonna see that happening. Things like that. And when I saw that, I was like, dude, you're spending $10,000 to be able to go talk to crowds. Me and Caleb talk to crowds for free. with what training? With us talking to my fiance and be like, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, should we say this or should we say that? Things that's how we train. But again, not taking any credit away from the people that actually go through the training.
Right.
But
I think your point is that if your heart is in it and it's something that you want to do and something that you're able to do, that's what matters.
My heart
like
agrees
Girls
with
Who
you.
Conquer is going to happen, right?
Right.
It may
Oh, yeah.
not happen to the extent of because when we first started, I mean, it was big. We were thinking thousands of girls.
It'll
And it was
happen.
going to.
It will be.
It will get
It
there.
will
be.
It will
Yes.
get there. But we realized, okay, we need to start somewhere. And so if we're only impacting 60 or 70 girls at this moment,
that's fine.
that's fine.
That's 60 lives
That's
changed.
60
which
lives
is
changed.
Phenomenal.
2019.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
2020, go to 600.
Exactly.
So before we go on from this, right? Me and Caleb just want to tell you guys that, like, we love what you guys do. We truly do. We respect it. So, like, from when our merch for the Serje podcast comes out till we stop the podcast, monthly, we're gonna give you guys a percentage of what we make from that.
Oh.
Thank you.
Due to the fact that, like, we're just so strong in this subject.
I mean,
Truly,
So just FYI to the people who think that this generation is lazy and don't do anything, here's two examples of
What's
that
up?
is not the case.
everybody back in the view and
Thinking
at our
about
houses.
other people
Thanks.
besides themselves.
Right. And you're not the only one.
Exactly.
oh yeah, there's so many more people like Maxine. You know, she didn't know about
Last
the march
minute.
until the night before, and she was just like,
Hey, can I do it with
"No,
you
I'm gonna
guys?
do it." And
Wow.
she just
Thank
did
you,
it.
Maxine.
Yeah, she
we
just
I
got
looked at her and I was like, "Are you crazy?" But then I'm like, am I looking at myself in the mirror right now?
And I was like, "Wait, we're about to do this. Well, yeah,
Be
sure,
crazy
breakfast
with
is at
us.
2, let's go."
Breakfast at 2 in the morning at IHOP.
Yeah.
Shout out to IHOP for being 24 hours.
IHOP, bro. Oh, that was great. But no, like we really do believe in what you guys are doing, and we really want to see it go as far as you guys want to take it. So
Thank you.
whatever we can do with that, we're gonna
And we
do.
can help with it too. I mean, my mom till today didn't realize that. Oh, that's Deshaun's mom. I was like, yes, that's Deshaun, mom. They have the same last name, but she didn't realize
She
that.
didn't realize it was the
Yeah,
same.
she
We were
didn't put two
connected.
and two together.
But you know, I have a little sister. Her best friend is like her sister, so on and so forth. So you know, we're trying to reach out to her customers and be like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what my son and his best friend did.
Absolutely.
They're asking for any kind of donation. You know, $1 goes a long way. The pledging, I think the pledging idea was great. As well as, and then that's the thing for people that don't know already and are watching this. If you are skeptical of donating money, that's cool. That's fine. You can donate material
Absolutely.
things too.
Right.
And that's what we want people to understand, because back to this comment that hit us hard on Facebook. Some lady was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, but what's concrete about it?" I was like, "You obviously didn't read the article if you have to ask that question."
Oh my god, I was about a Facebook fight like my grandma.
Don't Facebook fight. Don't
I
Facebook.
was so close.
No,
Oh,
but we obviously responded very nice. I think we were nice. I
yeah,
thought
it was pretty nice.
No,
we were like, here's what's concrete. You know,
Okay.
we're raising money for this organization. Here's the link if you want to donate. You can donate X, Y, Z as well. Have a great day. Whatever.
Yeah. So we're back. So yeah, you know, that's what's concrete about it, and I'm just really glad that me and Caleb got to be a part of it. You know, it was that much more personal now when we were walking when times got tough, and we kind of try to like connect everything to someone whose life like was a victim of sexual, physical, verbal, any kind of abuse, right? So we started off, everything was fine until we took our first steps walking.
It was all great until we started.
Yeah, everything was fine, and then we hit a prayer, and then we start walking out, and then 30-mile-an-hour winds, whoosh,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
10 minutes into it, starts raining. An hour into it, ice starts just falling down from the sky. And
That's
I
how
was
you know
like,
you're doing the right thing.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we just said the devil was testing us. The devil was telling God like, hey, they don't have the faith to do it. God was like,
And you
test
showed them.
Boom. Shout out
we just squared up with the devil, bro.
to the big G.O.D.
Good for
up there.
y'all.
Because you guys are connecting with something that's going to change people's lives. Of course,
Yeah.
he's going to fight you, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
'Cause
that's
we're
what I'm
trying
most
to
excited
do
about.
good, and he's not going to let that happen if he can
Right.
help it.
Because we're about to ignite things in girls that they didn't even know was in them.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly.
Yeah.
So moving on to like our next topic that we already touched up on, but let's touch up on it again. 5 to 10 years down the road, Girls Who Conquer, where is it at?
Oh, it's nationwide. Like it is.
I love that confidence.
I know.
It's- yes,
it's big.
It's
Right? Like it's
What we
nationwide.
saw in the beginning, I believe, is what, what it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Like, it wasn't just a dream. It's what it's going to be. It's going to be big.
and I haven't said this to you, but I see girls that we've impacted being the leaders of it, right? Because
that
it
would be
can't just
so
be us.
cool.
But
Yeah.
girls whose lives were impacted absolutely being the leaders and the doers of the work to continue to pass it on from generation. That is what I see. A whole lot of healing, a whole
Yes.
lot of hope.
Having it in each state, having it in as many cities as
Yes.
possible.
All over. That's
We
our
need a
goal.
bus. We need
We
a bus.
need a tour bus.
We need a tour bus for y'all.
bus.
I see it. I already see it.
I
I
know.
said-
Girls Who Conquer. Our
Yes.
right?
I
Y'all
wish that
stick-
we're going to be on Oprah. Oprah's
also-
going to be
boom.
interviewing us.
and me and Caleb are
No,
trying to
because
get
I'm
Ellen.
going to be the next Oprah.
Oh, that's right.
So
So,
we're already- it's
Caleb,
already happening right now.
Right. So, like,
Bars.
imagine in 10 years, Caleb, like we're sitting on your set, right?
And then I'll just be like, hey guys, you want something else that's cool? And then I'll bring in actual Oprah. Bro.
I can see it
crazy.
happening.
I see it.
But Caleb doesn't have a beard then. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I probably have to
I don't know.
get-
I don't know. I
don't
like
know.
the
I think
beard.
It's because you're starting to work at McDonald's that I didn't see the beard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
McDonald's
shout out to
gonna make
McDonald's.
shout out, give me a job, but
Oh, they're going to make you cut the beard?
yeah, kind of food
See?
service.
Hey, but that's
You can't
it's
just
a
put a
job.
little thing over.
No, they didn't even give me that option. They're like, yeah, you're gonna have to cut that, and I was like,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I never
So-
really paid attention. I
Yeah,
don't really
he comes. He
eat
tells me he's like,
McDonald's.
yeah, they're gonna make me cut my beard. But a job's a job, so
I'm
I'm
like,
like, I'm gonna cut it
getting paid,
ASAP.
like, shoot,
I mean, yeah, you
I gotta get money before I gotta get facial hair. That'll be fine.
you can grow your facial hair when you are the next Oprah because no one's going to be able to tell
Exactly.
you what you
Hello?
could do.
Bro, I can be Oprah.
Oprah, okay.
And I will fly in from being on tour. Pretty much interviewing people. Just the reunion. So just a off-topic question, right? That I had myself because, so a lot of so every 98 seconds this happens, right? Someone falls victim to sexual or physical. Someone's abused every 98 seconds, right? That's 882 people a day. The big thing for me and Caleb was like, dude, imagine how many people in that room have to go through that at home.
Every day.
And then boom, the emotions hit us again, and then me and Caleb are emotional. Boom, the usual.
Boom.
And it's like imagine like the people we're just gonna impact by showing them, like you guys say, that someone else cares.
Yeah.
Like
That
like
goes
you,
a long way.
Like you said earlier, you probably had that support system if you wanted it, but in that age where you're like, my parents don't understand me. They were never 16. Oh,
They don't know what I'm going through.
Exactly.
Make that noise one more time.
Oh. We'll take it. We'll take it.
We'll have to like amp up the mics on that one and just blare it.
Oh. But
don't
I
like
mean,
it.
that's how I felt too. That's how you saw it firsthand.
Every day.
Deshaun saw it firsthand. Shout out to Deshaun behind the camera.
That's where the money is, son. That's where the money is. Don't be mad about being behind the camera.
Yeah, you got money over there? We don't got money over
we
here.
don't got money over here. You're trying to bring that money over here.
It's like, you got money back here?
Not
Yet,
yet.
yet.
Boom. Boom.
Yes.
That's right. Deshaun's gonna be the cameraman when I'm Oprah.
That's
he's
right.
studying film, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to Deshaun. Studying that. We'll,
Okay,
I might
this is
just
not
hire
about
you.
Deshaun.
Sorry.
Just joking.
He's got his own segment.
Yeah.
So, Ernestine, if
Yes.
you could, let's say it somehow spiritually just go back in time and tell yourself something when you were younger, what would it be?
I would tell little Ernestine, the things you're experiencing now, the way you view the world now, it will not always be this way. And I would also tell her, don't give up, keep pushing, and you're going to be great.
I like
That
that.
was good.
And also, you're gonna write an awesome book.
Yes, I would tell
we
little
have to
Ernestine.
tell
Yeah.
her that.
You're gonna write a cool book and then watch her just start going all out. You're gonna have.
Is this your only book?
So far, I'm working on my second one. It's called
goodness, that's
it's
so
called
awesome.
Ready to Speak.
Oh man,
Yeah.
And tell
I
me what it's
already
about.
like it.
Yeah,
It's a boy
can you give us a
version,
little
Oh
bit?
no, I
Oh,
changed
you
it.
changed
I
it?
changed
Oh,
it.
okay. I lied. It's not about that.
So it's about my themes, no matter what, is going to be about overcoming. So it's about a woman who overcomes her adversities as well. Now,
already
I
like
was
it.
inspired for that. My sister died in 2015, and at the time she was going through things, and she didn't want me to share her story. So now I feel like she'd be ready to speak and ready for me to help other women overcome things as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry about your sister.
Thank you.
If whenever you watch the podcast with our coach, similar thing happened to his sister, and the main reason and the main source was bullying.
Oh, that's
And right, my fiance tells me stories about high school and how she was bullied in high school, and I sit down with Caleb. I'm like, dude, when did you go through this in high school? I talked to Deshaun. I'm like, when did we get bullied? And it's just it's so different because people would expect big city, a lot of cliques, bullying everybody, but in reality, like, Deshaun always took care of me. I always took care of Deshaun. Same thing with Caleb, and then same thing with our teams and stuff. Yeah, we messed around. We were guys and all that kind of
Right.
stuff, but I was like, where's the bullying at? If anything, we stood up against.
I feel like in a bigger city it happens a little bit younger. Like how Stone had it happen. She
In high
had to
school.
deal with that in high school. I felt like a lot of us kind of dealt with that more like middle school around there.
Now it's even younger. It's
I was
elementary
going to say,
school.
elementary
Yeah.
school it's
It's getting
yeah.
tough. Those are
because they get
mean
iPhones.
kids.
I
Because they
don't
get
even.
iPhones.
Salty right here. Like, you never had an iPhone
Yeah,
until I got.
no.
Well, I think we've gotten away from character building in education, period. I mean, we're so focused on, I'm going on a soapbox, people, because I'm
It's okay.
Do it.
just,
Do it.
I have to.
You won't.
I think we're so focused on testing, grades, GPAs, and we have forgotten how to teach kids how to be kind, how to love each other, how to respect each other, it's okay that we don't get along, but we still have to respect each other because
Yeah.
we're
Right.
classmates. We don't teach that anymore. And unfortunately, a lot of kids don't come from homes that teach that. So
Yeah.
I feel like in an educational setting, that is our job. Our job is to model it. Teachers don't do it all the time. Like, I've been on campuses, I'm like, you going to speak today? Like, people, they don't even pick their heads up to look at you. So I think as a society, we've gotten away from those things. And so people are just cruel. And I will say, social media gives you the opportunity to be a bully behind a screen and not have to worry about any consequences.
Yeah,
And
Facebook
so,
people.
unfortunately, that really bothers you.
It really does. I'm
not
telling you,
nice,
it really
huh?
does.
No, it's just she
Not
didn't take the
nice.
time to read the article and then
Well,
put
because
out that
her
comment.
question- her question wasn't about-
It was just subtly mean.
Yeah.
Like she was just like trying to dance around being a jerk. And
I would have just deleted it.
Yeah. Next time, just don't give people
That's
that
exactly
much
what we
attention.
said.
No.
It's not worth it.
You can still delete it.
Yeah, because
Can-
that's
can
what
we
she
delete it?
wants.
We
I
can't
think you
delete her
can.
comment.
No, because it wasn't on our.
Oh, okay.
It was the news channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you haven't checked that out, check it out. Shout out to KCBD for coming out in
11.
KCBD 11 for letting us come on the air and explain what we were doing. So now, Nadiria,
Yes.
if you could tell little Nadiria something, what would it be?
I would tell her to love herself unconditionally, to not worry about what society says, to not worry about what your classmates say, but to love yourself for who you are, whether that's being overweight, underweight, long hair, short hair, just love you unconditionally.
I really like that. Something we should touch up more in school. Something. It's just
Something
crazy.
Girls Who Conquer will touch on.
Yep.
Yeah,
Boom.
definitely.
Girls Who Conquer. You know, we've taken this so serious, me and Caleb, in the fact on doing everything we can to help you guys reach that goal, because just like you guys, we share that vision with you guys. We share that vision of, dude, I want them to be able to rent out the Cesar Chavez Convention Center one day.
Exactly. Yes.
That was like
That's
the
a goal.
first thing.
Dude, he's been saying
I've
that
been
for
saying
a
that
week.
for like
Oh
a
my
week
God.
now.
He's forgetting.
Speak
He
it.
tells me, and he'll
Speak
tell
it.
me again. And I'm just like, keep it going. Do
Speak
it.
it.
More.
So I'm like,
I see that now.
yeah,
I was
now
gonna say,
you
it's
see
in
it
my
now.
vision.
I
It's
see,
there.
I
It's
see
there.
you guys walking out. Background, you guys have those wireless mics on right
You
here.
better cast vision.
Right.
Yeah.
Speak it.
Man.
Yes.
Hey, but you know what? Shout out to my dad. He always told me, if you see it here and you speak it and you work for it, it'll happen.
Yes, I believe that.
So
I
let's
believe-
let's all do it together. Well,
Yes. Henry
know, no
B.
shame.
Gonzalez, here we come.
No shame. I've DM'd a lot of famous people.
Yeah. Give us some names.
So shout out to J. Cole.
J. Cole.
I
Cole
DM
World.
J. Cole because he's big on this thing. He's big on real stuff. Lady Gaga.
Yes.
You know.
we could have her as a guest speaker.
So I've DM'd a lot of these people on social media. Just be like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. If you're interested, please reply. If not, please reply also.
Just to tell me you got it.
Just
me
please
what's
reply
up.
with
Like,
a
that
no. You know. So
Just imagine you get a DM back from J. Cole and he just says,
hey, how much you need?
Hey.
And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Look,
I'm gonna be like, hey, so we got J. Cole on the other line. I'm just gonna let
you
you
better
guys
just
talk.
make a number up if you can't get us. Just tell them. Don't wait for us.
But in you know, like I said, we think it, we speak it, and we make it a reality.
Absolutely.
But thank you guys so much for making the
Yes,
time to
thank
come
you.
on. We truly do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's really good to, we've been talking about it on the podcast for a while on our Instagram and stuff like that. And even though that we've linked the YouTube videos and stuff like that, it's good for, our followers and our following to hear and actually see you guys. And
We are real.
Yes.
yeah,
It's not a
Real
scam.
beans.
It's not a scam.
Not a
No.
scam.
And you guys don't have the quote unquote fan base, right? You guys don't have the support
The
that you guys
following.
really should.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll
for
get
what
there.
you're trying to do. But again, we're completely down to do something in San Antonio.
All
And I
right.
think it'll be a lot easier because you guys could help more on the planning and all that kind of
Absolutely.
stuff, and you guys have a lot more.
Yeah, we're not good at
We're not good at that.
It didn't
Well,
work.
I
we're
think
good at
you
walking.
did phenomenal.
Yeah, y'all did a
You
great job.
guys did a
And
phenomenal
we received
job.
donations, so
Yes.
y'all helped.
Almost $300. So
That's awesome.
I mean, that's to say that you did something.
Right.
So
That makes me really happy.
We appreciate that.
Just because it was just so surreal whenever the moment was happening. Like, oh, we're out here doing, but it didn't hit me till like mile 44, where I'm like,
when the
oh.
blisters started forming.
When the blisters started popping, I was like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, oh, I'm really out here, about to be done.
Oh, yeah, that hit me like 43 miles back.
It was just, yeah, it was just so crazy.
Mile one, I was like, oh, we're doing it.
Oh, we're out here.
actually here.
Oh wow.
But you know, like our adrenaline was so high that we marched the first 25 miles within 6 hours.
What?
Because we were done at 9:30. 6 hours flat, yeah. Because we started at 3:30 in the morning. 9:30 we got to the halfway point, so 25 miles, and we were like, "Wow, we're doing this." And there was this huge dog that looked like a polar bear
Oh, shout
that
out
we
Polar
met
Bear,
like
bro.
10 miles out, and it walked with us to the rest stop.
Oh my good.
And then it just
Even the dog believes.
Exactly.
Right? We were like, bro, we'll have you on the podcast.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's like, well,
you guys need to take a picture and put him somewhere.
can we
Like,
take a picture?
oh,
No, I think I think I put him on our Facebook Live.
No. Matt got him.
Matt got him. Oh,
Yeah,
that's sweet.
Our
Yeah, you
cameraman
need to give the-
did
Shout out
like
to Matt.
like
Yeah.
30
So,
seconds with
so
the
for
dog.
something like what we're trying to do, it's like close to like $800 for a cameraman,
Right.
things like that. Matt did it with a huge discount just because of he still has to make money from what he's doing. That's his life. But B, he was like, dude, I'm behind you on what you're doing.
shout out to Matt.
Shout out Matt.
Yeah, if
Thank
you guys
you,
ever
Matt.
need anything like what we're gonna be
Pictures.
putting out, pictures, video, all that
Anything.
kind
Oh.
of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, let him know. Let him
He's
know.
fantastic at what he does. He's got a drone. That thing's cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
Almost took our head off at some point. It was like
it was really cool.
it was
but
it was a great experience.
so.
I'm so like far off topic.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry,
That's all me.
but for you guys listening, Ernestine, wait, where could they get this book?
It's available at. Can we edit that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then. It's available. Now I can't stop laughing. I'm sorry.
We're definitely not editing this out though. This is
It's gonna be like a blooper at the end or
That's
something like
fine.
that.
We're cool. We're
Okay.
good. We're
If you
real
must.
human beings.
If you must.
y'all truly are cool.
Yeah.
BarnesandNoble.com, Amazon.com, and then also I can be contacted directly through my social media and for a signed copy.
Sick.
So,
Can we get this signed?
yes.
Sweet. I'm gonna take it home so my fiance can read it, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, she signed it. It's cool, you know." So for you
What's
guys,
up, babe? We're famous now.
we met a writer.
A real life author.
Exactly.
You know people. Now.
I know people now. For you guys listening, it's not too late to donate. It's not too late to help.
Never too late.
Yes, never too late.
Never.
This is gonna be forever, as you guys have already seen. So we'll link up where you can donate money. Again, you don't have to donate money. Check out the Sign Up Genius into what you can what materials you can donate. Right. Third way that you can share that everyone could really help with is sharing this video, sharing their videos,
Absolutely.
our videos, all that kind of stuff. Get the message out. Let's just blow it out of the water and be able to impact thousands of lives.
Right. And if you know any girls that could benefit from this, let them know about it.
Yes.
Save the date, August 10th, 2019, Cafe College.
It's free.
San Antonio, Texas. It is absolutely free.
300% free. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Thank you guys again for making the time.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Caleb, anything before we?
No, I'm just glad. Thank you guys for letting us come here and do this.
Thank
you guys for
Absolutely.
letting us helping.
Experience, Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
But all right, that's a wrap. See you guys on the next one.
Oh, we should have told us.
Dude,
We
that
could
was
have.
good.
Lately I ain't sleeping much, I'm staying up at night, wondering if all the choices that'll make it right. A lot of people doing music for a piece of pie, but all I ever